Okay, if this actually works, I'm gonna want a Nobel Prize for this. Here goes. Well, it was worth a try. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started with showing you exactly what the hell I built over here, there's two things I'd like to cover. The first is I sincerely apologize for the lack of actual commentary on the last video. The microphone apparently had been muted the whole way through after my break, and I didn't run a second sound check, so that one's on me. And it's just a shame that it didn't make much sense without actually being able to get the commentary. Essentially what I was getting at with that contraption over here is the very compact method of doing it. Because initially I was kind of a mind to have each color of sheep in a big kind of rotating wheel that would go around, but they won't eat the grass when they're being pushed over it by water. So, you know, you'd have to have a harvesting area, I concluded, and you know, how would you detect individual sheep to push them up? Well, that's where this came in. They'll tripwire a bit because you push them across, and I don't actually have a torch there, but you know, it's safe to say this will detect individual sheep going through, and you can then trigger a push and go mechanism, which is the basis of this, which I'm going to show you after the second thing, which is a 4-minute clip of, because I've been working on some projects with some friends on an SMP server. Those of you who are familiar with the Secret World stuff will be familiar with James and Dave. And, our pet Pikachu Glenn. Yes. And it's one of the slightly amusing situations that came about with one of our particular inventions. So I'm going to give you a shot of that, and then we'll be right back to this. Wow, the FPS drop when I just hit record, it's bad enough anyway. I'm counting at least 300 odd pigs in here. And I think we found...
Give me a second.
Yeah,
no, pigs!
Evidence in the corner that they may be reproducing asexually.
I think they are reproducing mitotically at this point.
Yeah, I see no babies. I think we're harvesting this.
I see one or two, but that's not much. That's fucking... should be enough.
Yeah.
Look, there's one.
I'll be there shortly.
2, 3 babies.
I gotta tell you...
By the time Dave gets here, I'm sure. By the time Dave gets here to witness this, I'm sure everything will be fine.
This design, I like it a lot better than the Rubik's Cube. I'm tempted to rip those things out and just build one of these instead.
It's just so much more fun.
I don't think this one has turned out as well as it has. It doesn't have the 100% cook rate, and it does rely on that whole rail track glitch, but... well, it doesn't actually rely on it, but it does for the...
Well, essentially, the reproduction system can be changed.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a big issue.
Yeah, that's just a small subcomponent of this. The actual component that's operational here that we enjoy so much is the water blowing things into fucking lava and cooking them.
Dude. When it kills them, it kills them. And here you can see James logging out.
Yeah, I was trying to reproduce the pigs, and I couldn't see the cow on the left. It was stuck in the glass.
Right. I was going to say, your problem with
Glitched out
reproducing the pigs is that they're cows.
And the cows. Fuck off. Don't judge me, monkey. Anyway.
Right. So...
David, where you at?
I'm entering the green area now.
Oh, and,
oh, there's still babies. Damn you, babies.
this is the cow.
Make sure your volume's up now, please.
Oh, it is. And I think we've got a naming contest going for the pigs, and it sounds like somebody upstairs is building a shed. Alright.
I quite enjoy the machine, honestly. I think it's the best.
Are we ready to go?
Are you? Don't you want me to flip the switch? And then you can fraps on the bottom?
Oh, I'll just run along. Okay, we're going.
Okay.
Oh, this baby's gonna die. It's
Glenn,
tragic.
do you want to watch?
I mean,
Hey!
No. Come look, quick.
Oh, I jumped in the
Oh
cow
my
pit.
goodness, the frame rate is just mind
I
blowing.
designated myself as pig collector.
and this. Look,
Wow.
there's one escaping by glitching his face into the dirt. And then to show the other side of this. It even looks like an oven.
Press button, receive bacon.
You've seen the what we did to a hand dryer, right?
Yeah, that's what I was talking. I was telling Dave about that now. This is what it reminds me of.
Hey Dave, I'll send you that picture in a bit.
No, he's
I've seen it.
Okay.
I was just talking to him about it.
I hope you don't
Now-
have any vegetarian street watchers.
Vegetarian. Yes, let's just go over to
The
a
virtual
vegetarian
pig.
pig farm.
He needs YouTube
Make it.
watchers that are veggies.
Ah, well.
We got about. Let me see. Do the math quick.
I make no apologies. I am a carnivore. Simple as. Okay, so what exactly is going on here? Well, first things first. Let's get in here. So this is the main holding area where the sheep are going to be. Not colossal. It's fine. I don't honestly see needing that much wool. It could be made bigger quite easily by adding another tier behind. The design does not exclude that fact. The field is a pretty modular thing. This currently will toggle this on and harvest them and sends them down a water stream underneath. Let's forget about that for now. It does something else as well over here, but more on that in a moment. So here we've got, you can't really see it so well, because it's just under here. Let's get the half slab out so we can just take this out. Right, so tripwire here, which is not wired in. There's a piston underneath this block. This will be in a down state natively, and basically sheep hit tripwire, get pushed along a little bit. It should be timed so that they will be on this block and it'll push them up. This is the shearing area, so sheep in here, shear it. We'll probably definitely have to have that in actually. I just had that out earlier for climbing in and out because, oh no, stuck. Yeah, gonna need to come up with something for that, or alternatively just don't jump in the pit, I guess. So let's say you've sheared your sheep, okay? And where the hell is the wool on this thing? Yep, I still not figured this all out. Don't tell me it's on building blocks. Yeah, wool. I mean, my favorite is it thinks that a chest is a decoration block, as well as crafting bench and furnace. Okay. Enchantment. I guess they didn't really have a section for functional stuff. So anyway, we got particularly lucky and we got one piece of wool. Yes. So this I'm going to change to a button. More on that in a moment. Either way, that will trigger this water stream, which pushes it down here. The item will spin out there, lands on a pressure plate. That will be important later. The other part of the stream, okay, let's collect our wool. The other part of the stream goes up because the items, there's a row of ice down there, and at about 6 it stops early, okay, and takes a right angle over this direction. Let's just crack this open, in fact. Yep, we can get away with that. So it skims down here. The items, because they're moving quite quickly over the ice, just shoot straight under this half slab and into another water stream, which will bring them out here onto this pressure plate, which we're going to use as a kind of reset mechanism for something. The rest get carried up here, which we can't get through on this particular part. It gets, it's one of my usual contraptions. It's convoluted, really tight quarters. Yep, same old, same old. Anyway, it comes up here, which is still open, and into this area here, which, once again, can't quite get into. this is to stop various things, but as you can see, more water there and more water there. Now, when I said that the switch down here that commenced the harvesting did two things, it's apparently broken because... yeah. What is causing this? This is receiving power from somewhere, and it's probably right there. Come to think of it. I've lost my cool a little bit with Redstone over the last few days doing stuff on this SMP server, because there was one, it was a blaze farm we were working on, and honest to God, it did not make any goddamn sense whatsoever. Okay. That's bad. Where is this power coming from? Probably right there. Yeah, okay, okay, I see what I did. So this line was actually completely fine. And I should put that back in. Probably. Yeah, it's place farm, and there was two pistons firing. They were next to each other, but according to everything I know about pistons, and, you know, I've been using them the whole damn time, it shouldn't work like that. So this now will harvest. This is all switched off, and then you're done with your harvest, and okay, this should now all be on. Yeah, so basically the sheep come up here to a kind of holding area so that you don't get sheep that you've already sheared being mixed in with the ones that you're still trying to shear. And once you're done, you flip off the water streams here, and it opens up. Let's get in there. Take a look. It opens up this chute. In fact, this whole row it lowers, it is raised and cutting off that water stream. Same with here. Like it's well done, I feel. And this will then flush all the sheep back into here to regrow all their wool. So obviously we jumped kind of into the middle of this, partway through figuring it all out. And so what needs to happen from this point forward? I mean, this part I'm fairly content with. That's all working fine, and in fact, now that I've been in there to show you all that, can in fact block that one off. Wow. Okay. Sorry, I'm just in a really weird mood. So this part, okay, what I want to do with this is, this piston is obviously not working with the tripwire. Now, how I see it is, we're going to have to hook it into like a monostable pulser, so that when it hits the tripwire, it just pulses, because the sheep will stay in there, pretty much. That into the T flip-flop, to get it to do what it needs to do. T flip-flop hooked into this, and hooked into this, and hooked into this. And basically we'll have to have a cut off the tripwire so that the next sheep that comes through doesn't also set it off. I think piston on a block across part of the wiring will do that quite nicely. And probably before the monostable pulsar, come to think of it, because if that tripwire remains active, and unfortunately due to this water stream here and how I need that to work, we couldn't have the tripwire across next to this, which is bad. I'm hoping it's not going to be a problem. The very last sheep through may be a bit of a pain in the ass, but you know, we can deal with that. So okay, we have that on a pulsar. Hits the tripwire, sheep is up. Okay, it's now frozen. This won't do a damn thing. Hit this button here to flush water across, and then I'm thinking this obviously on a T flip-flop as well. This switch here, where the items are, I believe we're going to have that as a reset for both that system with that piston, the T flip-flop there, and the T flip-flop for this. So that when the item comes through, obviously the sheep is moved off at this point. Item comes through, bam, reset, next sheep is in. Of course that would mean that you have to come down and collect the item every time, so maybe I don't like that so much. It's probably a way to do this quite nicely, but I don't know. I'll think about it. It's probably just a case of having another button here, which does all that. Because obviously if we lower this piston down, it will muck up the water stream down there, and that will cause a whole lot of grief. So that's that. I'm gonna quickly hook this up to a button. I mean, how much time do you think it needs to... Well, we're not gonna have that as a button yet because I inverted the signal. Clearly. No, in fact I didn't invert the signal. It's because I didn't invert the signal that it's causing us a problem now. I can make this wire so much shorter if I did. Okay. There we have it. Yeah, that'll work. Or not. It does, but it's not being directed into the piston. Ah, well. It's worth a try. It's worth a try. Okay, that now means we can have the button on it, and it won't cause any problems. Now, I'm wondering if that is actually enough to get the sheep over. Let's find the sheep and actually test that. Let's find some shears as well while we're at it, because it's important to test that the item goes. Now, is this going to spawn half in a wall again? No. Okay, we're good. Item drops. Send a quick pulse. The sheep just spazzes out and won't go underneath that apparently far too low gap. How did I make that mistake? Well then. Well, the wool isn't there either, so let's see exactly how much of a push the wool needs. Hell, it might have even gone around the corner at this point. No, it's definitely right there. Like I said, you caught me right in the middle of this. But no, actually I chose to let you in right in the middle of it, if I'm going to be honest about this. And yeah, there's no reason why this couldn't be a half slab. Oh, now you're going of your own free will, are you? I see how it is. I see how it is. So there's no reason that actually couldn't be a half slab. That also a half slab. And then, well, this would still need to go up. Let's try it out with just like that. Maybe that too. I mean, it's the real question of how much ice exactly is needed. Go on, just go up, go up. Oh, that was not the right one to take out. So I haven't got the water streams in here, which is definitely an oversight, I would say. So actually, let's pop that roof and get on that. So that, there, that, there. Come on, just cooperate, just cooperate. Don't kick up a fuss. Just do what you're told. That there, and was there any additionals required? Well, easy way to find out. Let's just climb back in there and take a look. Nope, that's good. So this is how you move stuff upstairs with water streams, for anybody who was curious about that. So 1.5 goes like that. That's all good. And right here we will be able to do that again. I know it's pedantic, but you know, what can you do? Will the water stream like the item? I don't know. Let's take a look. Nope, it misses it completely. That's frustrating. Looks like we are going to have to go with option A. Option A being the slightly less attractive, but overall more practical looking contraption, where it will definitely catch the water. So, yeah. What's your problem, sheep boy? Just chilling down there until I give you another blast of the water stream? Okay. We might also want another piston in here, tied into this, to keep them here, but I think probably it's going to consist of is I'll have the shears out, clip, button, next sheep, clip, button, next sheep. So, alright, let's just throw a water bucket in here for a minute, as soon as I stop spazzing out and remember where the water bucket is. You, get into the system, become processed, repeat offender. You should not be there yet. Oh, it's because, yeah. Well, I guess he should be there then. I guess that means that that system is working fine. Obviously we can't get them from down here to here yet because that piston underneath that block is not currently hooked in. So here, for the sake of not having it look like that, I think we're going to do that. That doesn't look too bad. And the button's at a nice height there. That at least makes it look symmetrical. And at the end of the day, this is what's important. So what can we do with this? Well, we can introduce just a very crude timer for now. No, we can't because that's on a torch. Ugh. Well, let's try hitting it successively like 3 times. That's definitely the way forward. That was twice. Let's work up to 3. Okay, no success there, but it did sound like the sheep rounded the corner. So, no he didn't. The wool, however, rounded the corner. This button. Okay, so the way we're going to do this is by taking that out and introducing a full-on timer here. I feel. So, actually, if we put a piston directly underneath this... No, it doesn't work. Alright. Did wonder. So that then could head down here. No, what we'll need to do is invert the signal. Probably. And then have it down here. Toggle again. Back to the original. This is getting convoluted. This is not how it's going to be. This is just how I'm going to make it work for now. For the sake of it. And that will enable that to do that. Yes, very, very accurate descriptions here. A button is 0.9 seconds, that's 0.8. Plus a torch, that's probably a good enough. This will set off an infinite loop right now, but, you know, whatever. Like I said, testing. Oh, I missed the hole. I've said that before, but it wasn't a good situation. Shear that, get that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, don't think the wool is coming, 9. Okay, so what's gone wrong with this? That the wool is gathering there. Potentially... It might just depend on the side, so it might be that what we actually want to do is introduce another bit like that and throw more ice underneath down there in order to compensate so that it definitely catches. Wow, that was quite a weird block glitch. I'm now fighting water currents while trying to place blocks. I don't recommend this to anybody who values their sanity. So that will now appear as that, and that can also go as ice. Block that in, just because. Oh, I hear the sheep eating. They are all regrowing their wool. Well, it's good to know that eating grass works. How you doing, guy? How you doing? You literally look like an idiot. It's just something in the eyes, possibly the fact that they're both looking sideways, kind of. I assume that's how they sound like. Okay, so let's try that improved capture system. You are impossible to turn off for now, but you're assisting us with our testing. So, one moment. Okay, my apologies for that. Somebody just needed to tell me something. So, where were we? Yes, retesting the improved capture method. So, he's been quite generous. Let's collect his goods. Hopefully one didn't drop down there. I suspect it may have. So that's out. We've got 1. Let's clear that because... yeah, we got all 3. It's doing that thing these days where it joins them all into one block. I think that used to be a... is that a bucket-only feature? Has he made it in there already? Or is that a different one? Because that's kind of impressive. I didn't think it would be that quick. I mean, it's not going to be that quick, ultimately, but... you know, so this. I mean, I said this was going to be hooked into a T flip-flop. Right? Probably timed. Okay, or... yeah. Yeah. I mean, it'll take 2 buttons here for sure. Or just a switch. Maybe I will just have to do a switch. I don't like that. I want to, somehow, me being me, get it to the point where I can get it all onto one magic button that does everything. Just everything. So it needs to control... really, it just needs to control that piston and that piston, but not quite alternate them. So we need a bit of a more fancy system for that, really. And that probably is where that pressure plate comes into play, isn't it? I don't know. I think 2 buttons might be the minimum. That's for sure. Like a send him away and then next sheet please button. It's got to say please, you know, maintain your manners and all that. Why that block was there, I honestly couldn't tell you. And I'm just pondering the moving of button 1 to there and button 2 to there. Because that'd just be nice, wouldn't it? So that can then come out, just tear out most of this, and make it good. Now, nobody actually heard me promise last episode what was going to happen this episode, but what I actually said was, yep, I'll just finish this design in the week and, you know, we can actually build it next time. That didn't quite work out. It's been a weird week, and on top of that, obviously I've spent some time on an SMP server, so yeah, a little bit of split priority going on. Can only apologize for that. But, you know, this still has obvious kinks that need to be worked out. And I don't suppose anybody really wants to see me fly around figuring out where I'm going to place T flip-flops. And okay, so the idea is you've got main area here, holding area here, collection area here, control room, and we're going to have the wiring. I say we. Yes, we were going to have the wiring right here. Well, I was going to put the wire in here. We're going to have the wire in here. And, yeah, that just works out so that it works out as not as big as this. Surprisingly enough, this is much more compact right now. Definitely. It also looks better lit. Because you can actually get mobs spawning in the corner of these, I've unfortunately discovered. That's fine, you can just harvest them for items, but essentially it's because there wasn't that much room for the lighting system. There's a lot more room than I really gave it credit for. I could do double rows like I did over here, and that'd be fine, honestly. So this I'm going to completely finish it, do all the wiring off camera, and hook it in, and probably give you an update next episode with how it all looks, how it all works, and, you know, how I solved this one, and did I manage to get it down onto one button eventually. As you can see currently, this piston down here that controls the inflow, that's on a switch there. And I could wire that one in quickly. In fact, I think with the 4-minute thing we're probably over time now, but I'll run it on just a little bit longer for the sake of, you know, letting you see this work, and maybe, not an actual harvesting, but maybe, just maybe, we can preview how it'll be. So I know that if it triggers instantly, it will push up in their face, and we're talking if the tripwire is next to it. So that's a bad plan, because if we power it that way, yeah. Okay, so we want it. Oh, this isn't going to be T flip-flopped. Not going to do that yet, I guess. And this, will the 0.4 delay work? Let's hope it works, otherwise we're going to have to do something bothersome. Yeah. So we got any sheep conveniently placed? Yes, we do. Giving you a quick flip. Get in there. Get in there. Now, is he going to come up here? Right. Much too soon. Much too soon. Okay, well that's just a case of, let's wire this out over here. Let's add 1,000,000 superfluous blocks to do it. Excellent. And bring that across. And we can switch these for more repeaters. This is really more about the timing right now, and I can flip this across, tie it into a T-flip-flop quite nicely. It's about a 1.6 second delay. We can introduce, not that, but let's just bring it up to an even 2 seconds. And you little buddy. Well, your piston's down, ain't it? Okay. For testing purposes, we're going to want an override switch. Right there. So that we can do this. Ah yes, we hooked out the infinite extender. So he's probably back in the system already. Let's turn off the override switch. And for sake of argument, let's turn this back into a switch. Just so we can do that on a whim. And as I was saying about messing up the water stream down here, luckily it didn't mess up the tripwire. Okay. So, you guys. One of you is coming down. Is that too soon? Or have we got him? If he'd kept moving, that probably would have been right. Possibly. Override switch. It helps to remember this. Okay. You get out of my life. For now. Turn that off. And right here. So, ice under sheet. If they're being kept down in height onto this, will ice underneath them actually help them move quicker as well? And I took out the string. Distressing. Well, that'll probably do for now. String is definitely under there. Let's get that piece of floor back in. Let's get the string back in. Bring that down. They are bobbing up in this area. I can't actually do anything about that. And this half slab needs to be here to stop this water flow going down there. I mean, I could change it for a sign, but also I want to be sure that sheep can't just climb up here. They can, but you know, just be ultra paranoid secure. Okay, so final test. Before I just say, okay, I'll fix this and see you next time. I'm thinking it pushes them off the ice. It doesn't actually help at all. Right. The answer is that we just need to either sort out that gap so they're not hitting their heads, or, you know, shut up and extend this even more. I think I'm going to go for now, the shut up and extend it even more. So how are we going to do that? We are going to move the override switch there, set this to even 2. That should be, leave it, go. Yes, and then this part, I'm just going to lead it straight back this way. Let's try it on 3.2 to start with. Okay, so we have the most annoying wiring predicament of our lives. Yep, it's fine. Because that's glass, we can get away with doing that. And I love you, glass. You allow my wire to pass through freely. Alright. Not that switch. This switch. You guys are getting a bit fed up at this, ain't you? I know I said the last one was the final test, but I'm sure you guys have figured out that I can't just leave something open-ended like that. I'm sure the sheep getting lost in the system. Wow. So when you're pushing each other down, you work a lot better, huh? So you're getting sheared. Bam. Not that one. That one. Okay. And apparently he's just arbitrarily reset. So we're gonna shear you down there for no apparent reason. The override switch. And flush you out. Okay, master switch again. And let's get a solo compadre this time. It's probably this one at the front here. Is he in that? Sounds like it. You guys, you're just not very accommodating, are you? Okay, yep, so we're running way over at this point. I'm just going to solve this. Probably hooking all this into an actual T-flip-flop would help immensely. I'm just trying to do a quick job for you guys, so that I ironically don't take up too much of your time while I take up loads of your time. Please forgive me that one. Anyway, this I will make sure it gets done before next time. And next time we're going to be designing a chicken farm, which I might have cheated and made a little bit of a start on. So actually, here's a sneak peek. That's a mushroom. That's a chicken. Here's a chicken. Drop your cooked goodness. So long as you don't feed them through more than 1 per second, it works 100% of the time. 60% of the time it works every time. And on that reference joke, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Hit some buttons.